You see, Chazal also say that Lashon Hara is Keneged Gili Raish, Shvichas Damim, and Avodah Zarah. Or actually it says Avodah Zarah, Gili Raish, and Shvichas Damim. It's not just as bad as one of the big three, those three big averas that it's called Yahareg Val Yavor. A person should rather get killed than transgress one of these three sins. Avodah Zarah, which is an interesting thing because sometimes people think, oh, well, I'll go to one of these healers who can heal. They've been healing many people, but it involves Avodah Zarah, right? Not allowed to do that. Well, but I saved my life. Pikuach Nefesh does not allow me to do Avodah Zarah. That's number one. Number two, Gili Arayas. If they say to save a person has to do a sexually immoral transgression, Chas v'shalom, you would rather die than do that. Number two. Number three, Shvichas Damim. I will save myself if I kill that person. Chas v'shalom. But it's my life. Chas v'shalom. Hearing what's happening in China, I don't know how true, but I hear that there's wholesale organ harvesting going on over there. Again, I don't know how precise the information is, but how can you be so great to receive somebody's organ? They probably got rid of him in order that you should have that organ. Really? It's called Isser Deraisa. But it's Pikuach Nefesh, my life. Chas v'sholem. To take somebody else's life to save your life? Where do you go for? How do you get that? Comes the Gemara and says, Lashon Hara is worse, or just as bad as all three together. And there's I speaking Lashon Hara. I've heard that there's a big machlokas and people are not keeping to the rules, sometimes, but to focus on the negative, it's not a good thing. Yes, there are people not doing good things, but we don't have to speak about it. We don't have to make a big issue of it. We have to focus and realize that Chas v'shalom, to speak negative. And that's why maybe this is part of the reason why Rav Chaim Kanievsky, part of his reasoning maybe, that he said that the Aveira of coronavirus is because we speak Lashon Hara. Because Lashon Hara is as bad as these three things. Imagine, and they say, how do you fix Lashon Hara? The famous story, they asked the Vilna Gaon, what do you do? He says, you go and take a feather pillow, you rip it open in the town square on the gustiest of gusty days, and the wind sends up all those feathers all over the place, and you go and gather every feather. It's not possible. Well, think about it. That's what Lashon Hara does. Yeah? Well, we're trying to find and trace who was patient zero who started this whole coronavirus. If that person could have kept his mouth shut and not spread the virus or spoken his Lashon Hara, then nobody be infected. One person said something bad, spread the virus, and we're in this entire muck. All right, so there's something else I still want to say.